Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kimberly, writer and teacher. Today we're going to be talking about one of the worst things. We're going to talk about combating writer's block. If any of these things help you, be sure to subscribe. I post new videos on Wednesday. Number 1, genre. This may seem like it doesn't matter, but it totally does. Are you writing a fantasy and don't know how a magic system works? Are you writing a romance and don't know that the MC is supposed to end up with the love interest by a happily ever after or happy for now? I can't tell you how important it is for you to understand your genre. Can you integrate 2 different genres together? Yes, you definitely can integrate 2 genres together. In my book, The Sisterhood Saga: The Lost Child, it is a paranormal mystery. So right there, it already tells you that you're going to have some sort of paranormal aspects as well as mystery. Now, understanding your genre will help you so much, as there are certain aspects readers expect when it comes to genre. Now, on a similar note, number 2, who is your target audience? I can't believe I even need to add this, but it is essential. Are you writing a YA teen romance and don't know that if a steamy makeout session is too graphic? Are you throwing in the whole kitchen sink when it comes to blood and gore for a middle grade book? So in my book, The Sisterhood Saga, it is an adult book. That means there is likely to be language, violence, and sex. These things matter. They go hand in hand. Knowing your audience will help you know just how much seasoning to throw into your book without making it too much. It's not just a matter of where your book is going to go in the library or the bookstore. It's potentially who's going to be reading your book and who you need to market it to as well. Number 3, theme. What are you trying to convey through your story? Are you telling a story of a magical princess and she rebels against her crown, and the message is she can rise up and take control of her life regardless of her royal expectations? You want to ask yourself, what do you want the world to take from reading your book? This can help you come up with ideas for character development and subplots. I am a huge advocate for child abuse victims. I am passionate about bringing a voice to those who have been muted by their abusers. Your theme can help you add a ton of depth to your story. Your theme should be powerful enough that if you remove it from the story, something falls flat. Number 4, what is your MC's goal? Your MC should have some sort of goal of their own. In my book, The Lost Child, my main MC, Alice, can't remember her human life before she was changed into a vampire, if she even was human. As a result of her change, she despises that she thirsts for blood, so she hunts down rapists, murderers, and child offenders. Her goal is to learn what happened before her change, but in the meantime, she uses her abilities to hunt down the worst of the worst. Number 5, conflict. Everyone automatically assumes that conflict means bad, but that's not true. Conflict simply means something that gets in the way of the MC's goal of what they are achieving. This could be anything from a person to a false lead. It really could be simply anything. If you're writing a romance, it could be the ex of the person that the MC likes. The ex comes back into their life, and now they have to try and get whoever they're trying to be with while this ex is in the way. Don't make a random scene that has no purpose, though. Make sure that the conflict makes sense to the story. It needs to integrate into the plot together. It shouldn't be so random that it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Number 6, character development. No, I'm not sorry about this one. Many times a writer experiences writer's block because of a flat character. There will be videos upcoming on how to craft a round character, so stay tuned. But mainly a character with purpose and believability. This means someone who is relatable. Someone who is perfect isn't interesting or relatable. People read books for characters mainly. The concept of the book could be great, but if you have awful characters, it can easily ruin a wonderful concept. Sometimes it helps to go back to character development because many times writer's block is a lack of character development. Think of your character's backstory. This does not need to necessarily be added into the book. This is mostly for your knowledge so that you can help yourself guide your character into a good place in your plot to keep your story going. Number 7, subplots. This is probably the easiest one to do. You can add usually up to 2 subplots, but I recommend only doing 1. So you'll have your main plot and a subplot. The main plot in the Lost Child, in the main MCs, Alice and Chloe, they save a baby who is known as the Lost Child. They are instructed to learn everything about their past and everything about this child to unlock the secret behind the Lost Child. So their main objective is to learn the truth about the Lost Child. While they are learning everything that they can, Alice gets a case of a missing young girl. So my main plot is the Lost Child, and my subplot is the missing persons case. They integrate well together as they are both mystery, which is why I said genre is so important. Number 8, read. This is so useful. Reading not only helps you learn different writing styles, it helps you know what is good writing. Now, this is not to say plagiarize. I'm not telling you to plagiarize, okay? I'm telling you to learn what makes good writing. And this is also to learn the market, understand what is expected in the genre to help you grow as an author. I am not condoning plagiarism, let's just be clear. Number 9. Take inspiration from movies or other books. This is useful when you see something you want to throw your own spin on. Be careful though, because copyright laws will get you deep in the hole, as there are some corporations and companies that will sue your pants off if you copy them. Disney, I'm calling you out. Yeah, just saying, watch out for Disney. They will get you hard. Even an author that is a nobody can get slammed with a lawsuit from Disney, as they have people who specifically track that shit. So be warned. And number 10, dare to suck. First, we need to give credit where credit is due. Steven Tyler with Aerosmith had a team of producers, writers, illustrators, and many other people who were a part of his production team. They had a weekly meeting called Dare to Suck. They would come together once a week and throw out the most random collaborations and ideas. Most of the time it sucked, but occasionally you'd get gold, which is Dude Looks Like a Lady, Love in an Elevator, and there's many more that they've come up with. You shouldn't worry necessarily what you're putting out on the page. Will it suck? Yeah, probably. Because you're never gonna use the first thing you write out. Let me just make that clear. Because when it comes to editing, you're gonna edit the shit out of that. And when you're a newbie writer, a lot of times some of the stuff that you throw out there right away is not the stuff that's gonna make it in the final book. This is why I tell you that editing is so important. This is the essential part of the writing process, is the editing. So as far as will it suck? Yeah, probably. But that's when the editing comes in, and after the editing, you'll be able to perfect it and realize how to make a really nice piece of art. Are you able to write anywhere? That's another thing you should ask yourself. What are the conditions that you need in order to be able to successfully sit there and write? For me, I need to have 0 distractions, noise, irritations, none of it. It completely throws off my writing. I just can't do it. And so I have to make sure I have complete silence and I'm focused 100% on that, as my writing will drastically be impacted if I don't. Now, I want to tell you to give up on being perfect in your first draft. The first draft is never your final draft. You're going to always hear me say that. I'm going to just give you a spoiler alert now. I'm going to tell you all the time, your first draft is never your final draft. I'm going to warn you right now. So if this isn't your first video, then yeah, you're going to have to hear that a lot, because I am a huge believer in an editor and several revised drafts. So draft number 1 is just getting your story out. It is not about making it perfect. Newbies want to make sure everything is perfect, and that's just really not how it works. You have your first draft to get it out on the paper, then you have another draft to start perfecting it, and your final draft is to make it look like you knew what you were doing the whole time. That will not happen on the first draft. Let me just save you some time. It won't. So give up on the perfection of the first draft. Let yourself run off on a few tangents, because I guarantee you're going to be cutting down a lot of those words anyway in the end. Let yourself learn your characters and learn your writing style. That's another thing. You need to understand your writing style. Not everybody is going to have the same type of writing style. It's just how that works. But it's good to understand your writing style, because nobody could be you. And at some point when you publish and you publish a nice book, something that is marketable and to your genre, and make sure that when you're thinking of your genre and you're going back through the things that I had mentioned, make sure you're looking at modern stuff. Because if you are looking at fantasy from the 80s, you're not going to be looking at what the modern world is reading. Therefore, you're not going to realize that paragraphs and paragraphs of description is not what readers are looking for at this time. Things have changed, and by understanding the market will allow you to be able to not necessarily trend chase, but so much of being able to craft your writing into something that is desirable from readers. When you are able to craft something that is desirable, you will make yourself someone's favorite author. And I'm excited to be there when that happens for you. Now, if any of this was helpful for you, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Make sure you like this video. Follow me on social media. My links will be down below. Make sure you ring that bell as I post new videos on Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.